In a unanimous decision, the Jefferson County School Board voted to approve a 3-year, $265,000 a year contract for its new superintendent. Jason Glass was selected after a national search and is now Colorado's highest paid superintendent. Meanwhile, the Boulder Valley School Board unanimously voted to fire its superintendent, Bruce Messenger, after a month-long paid leave for, quote, unspecified reasons. Mike, we have two big situations in two of Colorado's big school districts, Jefferson County being really, I think, getting all the headlines. What do you think of their hire and that now he is the top paid superintendent in the state?
It's an interesting hire, and it certainly is curious that he's going to be the highest paid superintendent in the state. What's unfortunate is he was the sole finalist. We really did not have a public airing over other potential options. It's not to prejudge what he'll do in Jefferson County, and the pay may be necessary, especially given the short tenure of past superintendents and the electoral wins that can blow people off of that top spot. So we'll see.
Patty, what do you think of the big hire and the big salary?
You know, if it saves all the money we have spent on buying people out of their contracts and legal fees up in Jefferson County, and also the pain of having to have these kinds of controversies in the news all the time, it's probably a good deal for Jefferson County. His resume looks good. He's got great credentials. That isn't everything, you know, it's in how he acts, but so far it seems good. As opposed to Boulder, we really don't know much about what happened to that superintendent. We don't know if he wore leather shoes on Vegan Day at Boulder Public Schools. We don't know what sin he committed, although it's a pretty drastic move, not unlike some of the drastic moves we've seen in Jefferson County. So I'm sure sooner or later it'll come out.
Michael, we're talking about two different, very different school districts that have had a lot of attention and, frankly, a lot of turmoil the last few years. What do you think of the moves we've seen from both different districts?
Well, I think the pay is a little bit, it seems pretty high, but I think if you can unite Jefferson School District, you're probably worth double that at this point. I think in Boulder, it is very secretive. I know a lot of this personnel issues go through executive session, and but it seems like the community's kind of been left without much information. You have people that are holding up signs at the meeting supporting him. I don't know if I'd hold up a sign unless I know what's really going on, but you know, I think that they need a few more answers than that in order to move on. So we'll see. I mean, these things will play out, but they are two big school districts, and they won't, you know, be out of the news for very long, if at all.
Ed, wrap it up for us. Do we need to know more about the situation in both districts?
I think especially in Boulder, we do. I mean, to have this string out and then to leave for unspecified reasons calls more into question the Boulder County or the Boulder Valley School District than it does Bruce Messenger. I mean, you have to ask at this point. I mean, you teach children in these classes to ask why, to ask questions beyond what you're told. Here we're just being told something, and they're almost hoping that we would stop asking questions. I think it's irresponsible that there's not some more openness about that. As far as Jason Glass goes, you know, I guess I have less problem with him being the highest paid superintendent in Colorado. This is the second largest school district in Colorado, so on a per pupil basis, it's not out of line. I think it is important for them now to watch the performance of the school district and see if he is earning this. Obviously, this is a school district that's had more than your standard types of deviations between school superintendents before, but it's clearly one of the most important in the state because it involves so many children. So I think he should know that he's under the spotlight at this point and should be expected to produce in commensurate terms with that salary.